Hello, everybody, and welcome to my podcast, Just Delphine Knits. It has been a while since I have made a regular podcast about what I finished, what I'm knitting on, and what I plan to knit on. But today is the day that I finally found time to do so. However, I did have some special episodes in between, but now is more my regular type of podcast. Why has it taken so long? Well, first of all, life has been really busy. It has been busy at work. It has been busy in my private life as well, in a fun way. But yeah, it means I had less knitting time. I had more time to sport. I traveled to Spain for a few days. So yeah, I didn't have a lot of time. Yesterday I wanted to podcast in the evening, but we went for a walk and a bike tour. And I have hay fever, so by the end of the day my eyes were really swollen, so it wasn't so pleasant to watch. So that's why I'm podcasting today. Today is a gray and rainy day. Well, it isn't really rain, but it looks like it might every moment. So today is better for my eyes. Let's start with what I'm wearing, which is also my first finished object. It's a Dahlia cardigan by LeKnit. Last year I wanted to cast this on during the Le Knit Along hosted by an Italian knitter, but I didn't manage to do so, which is a pity actually. But now I did, and I'm so glad I did. I really like the pattern. I like the fact that you have an interesting detail here, which requires brain power to knit, but then afterwards you have a relaxing, mindless knit. The buttons are now attached. I blocked it. I have woven in my ends, so it's perfect to wear now. And I am wearing it today, even though it's the 1st of May. I am wearing an alpaca and mohair cardigan. I don't like the fact that I have to wear this on the 1st of May, but I like to wear the cardigan anyway. At first, when this one was finished, it didn't have a lot of positive ease, but as you can see now, the alpaca has stretched and it has more positive ease. And I actually like the fact that it's not too oversized. It's totally my own idea to make it less oversized or less positive ease, because that's what I prefer. I use drops alpaca and drops kid silk mohair, and it's a lovely and soft combination. I can wear it next to skin because I'm wearing a short-sleeved t-shirt underneath, and it's perfect. So although I hope that it will be soon too warm to wear this, I really like it. Next finished object is a tea that I tested for Sari Nordlund. Saltkaran tea, I think you pronounce it. If it's not like that, I'm really sorry, but I like the tea. It's made in Fonty Bohème, which is a mixture of linen and cotton, I think. The pink color was in stash. I bought it last year from Ginger and Thyme, and the dark blue has been bought this spring from Juliette's shop to combine it. This top doesn't have any rib. It has a folded collar, which is just in stockinette, and it has just regular hems, both on the sleeves and on the just a second, yeah, and on the bottom. On the sleeves, that's great, but on the bottom, I don't really like it. I will pop a picture of me wearing it, but it's quite white. So next time I will make this top, I will use a rib at the bottom, because that's more my cup of tea. It's slightly on the cropped side for me. It does hit my trousers, but I would prefer it slightly longer. But in my head, I had to end with a dark blue section and not with a pink one. And if I had to add 2 more stripes, it would have been too long. Of course, you don't have to end with your main color, but that was what my mind was telling me. So I'm really sorry. So this is my first summer project that is finished. The pattern is live by now, so you can buy it if you want. And I want to make a second one. My mom gifted me some yarn. It's Anel Miami, which is a mixture of cotton and acrylic. acrylic yarn. So she had some green left over and she bought me some pink. So make the stripes less, yeah, less white for the green. But I'm really looking forward to make this one as well. This is a brand, is a Belgian brand. It's really affordable. I think my mom told me that it's, I guess it's €2 for one ball. So this is 7, yeah, I think it's less than €20 for this amount of yarn. But she gifted it to me, so I didn't have to pay anything. I do want to cast on another one, but I will freestyle on the stripes. However, this will not be my next cast on because I just fell in love with the crescendo of the Knit Pearl Girl, and I want to cast on that as a next summer project soon. So that's actually my plans with this top. I have more FOs, but they're socks. First one is this pair of socks for my husband. Those are the hottest socks ever, yarn socks from Rico. Plain stockinette. I didn't block them because he will just wear them and you will never see that they were blocked. I actually only block socks for podcasting or for Instagram, so I don't block them for my feet or his feet. But just a plain pair of stockinette socks. Next is another pair of socks. I tested this pattern for Breibellie. I blocked one sock and one not because I only own one sock blocker, and otherwise I would have done, well, it would have cost me more time. So I will show you the pretty one, but I have two socks. It's made for minis, but you can do it with leftovers as well, of course. Most of the contrast colors are wool, some other leftovers as well. The main color is Soxia from Coop Knits. I only wore them once. They start to felt a little bit at the heel, but that's fine. But yeah, I cannot tell you a lot about the Coop Knits yarn because it's the first time I'm using it, but I did like knitting with it. So that's already a fun fact. It's a colorwork pattern. I really like it. You have to catch your floats because the distance is quite long. So it was a good pattern to practice that as well because I didn't do that a lot yet. I think this is only the second pattern I had to do this. So, and yeah, combined with that, I will go to my first whip. I still have some of those, but I will make a logic order. You see those two colors, the purple and the pink. Well, I have one sock in those colors. It's a test knit for Ginger and Thyme. I first wanted to use some yarn from Katja, which is with cashmere and polyamide and wool, but when I was casting on, the yarn just broke in my hands. It's really strange for sock yarn, so I needed something else, and yeah, I had this. Well, I had this sock laying next to me in the sofa, and I thought, that would be great. So this is my first sock. It's a slightly shorter one because I want to wear it in summer or in spring. And I cast it on the second one already, as you can see. The pink is Filcolana Arvetta and the purple is Jabol. It goes quite slowly because I'm doing it with two hands and I'm not really used to that yet. So I'm really experimenting with color work on socks. Next, I will experiment on coals and shawls with color work before I will finally make my first color work sweater later this year, which will be the Salted Caramel by Breibellie, by the way. So those are one whip and one FO. Another FO and my last FO are these socks, shorter ones as well. They are made in Berlin cashmere from Lana Grossa, and it's a first attempt in designing my own socks by the Design Your Own Top Down Sock workshop of West Knits. As you can see, the little bit I've added some structure. You cannot see it really well because of the yarn, but I will remake this in a plain yarn as well to show off the detail more. It's the first time I used a double folded cuff, which is really soft. And apart from that, it's a plain vanilla sock. Socks are really, really soft and I like them, but I will make them again in a more appropriate yarn for the structured detail. With the leftovers, I'm currently making a really shorty one, actually, a shorty version without any special detail, but just to experiment with the length of a shorty and what do I prefer in my shoes, etc. So this will be something extra. I don't know if I will have enough to make a complete pair, but if I not, I will weigh one sock and see, and if I don't have enough, it will be perfect just to learn about my preferences. So that's a whip as well. And that's all with FOs, so I will just continue with the whips. First whip is a test knit. For Whileberry, it's a sock. The Seafoam socks. It has a really long cuff, so you have to fold it over, and then you have a rich detail on the front. I noticed that it's not difficult to make, but at first I was using my Adi long circular needles, and they are more blunt, so that didn't work. With my Knit Pros, it's better. So that's yeah. I still need to continue on the sock, but I have until half of May, so that should be fine. Before I can then finish the test knit. I only need one sock as it's normal for a sock test knit for a sock. So yeah, that's one whip. And then my last sock whip is an own design as well. I made this. I'm not convinced about my colors anymore, but I will finish the second sock anyway. Well, I will start and finish it. This is still on the sock blocker because I only cast it off yesterday. Like, this part is the same as the structure detail on the first sock, and then I made a complete sock out of it. It's an afterthought heel. This is a yarn from Anel, which is cheap and perfect for experimenting with those things. I want to make another special episode about my design your own experiences, because I adapted a shawl and now I had my 2 socks. If anyone would like to know more about these socks, please let me know. I will not go into tech editing and publishing a pattern, but if you want me to tell you more about it, please feel free to contact me. So those are my sock whips and finished objects. Let's continue with my other whips. First of all, I have my Maria cardigan. It was a test knit for Ginger and Thyme, but the cardigan has been released and I didn't finish it. I had some bad luck, not with the pattern, but with other things, which I will explain in a minute. So the cardigan has a really nice cable on the sleeve. I make this in the Gabo brushed alpaca. I held it double. It's so soft, and I really like the blue. But I'm only at the yoke and not that far yet. This is, by the way, also row counter. I bought at Ginger and Thyme. So first of all, why am I late? I wanted to avoid buying yarn, so I swatched not my entire stash, but a lot, but I couldn't meet gauge. So I was quite late in deciding. I wanted to buy the recommended yarn, and then I wanted to buy it in this blue, but she didn't have enough. No problem, she ordered it for me, but it came late, quite late. Then she immediately sent it to me, but there are some traffic things in our neighborhood, so they're working on the street, and our mailman didn't ring the doorbell, he just brought it to the post office. The first few days I was at work, so I couldn't go, and then I got a stomach flu, so I couldn't go either. And by the time I could go, we already almost left for Malaga for a few days. It's not a perfect project for that, so I wasn't able to do a lot during Easter holiday, which was a period I thought I would have a lot of time knitting on this. In the meantime, we're later in the month, we're already May, but it's such a busy period, and I had some knitting time on socks, but socks are more transportable than a cardigan, so that's why I'm running so late on the cardigan, but I will finish it. It's such a beautiful pattern. I would really recommend it. So that's a whip for a cardigan. And then I have a shawl on the needles. Is a storyline shawl. It's this one. I will just show you. I still have to do a lot, but it's in yarn I dyed at Knit and Knot last year from Draadkracht. So it's mohair and a lurex merino. Yeah, I really like those colors, so I can't wait to finish it. I really want to finish it before the 17th of June, because that will be the date when I go dyeing again with Draadkracht. The Yarn Divas, which I met at Knit and Knot this summer, are hosting a yarn dyeing thing, and I can go. I'm invited. So I'm really looking forward to that. But I want to wear that shawl then. It's my mindless knit for the moment, although yeah, you have to count your rows because you're switching between the mohair and the merino. It's quite mindless compared to some of the other projects I have on the needles. So that's my perfect relaxing knit. At the yarn dyeing event, I went to dye yarn for a Stephen West shawl, which will be the painting bricks. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to that. So that's actually all I have whip-wise, and yeah. Oh, of course I have more whips, but they're all like not getting any attention, although they should. But yeah, that's what life is at the moment. I have more ideas, but yeah, you cannot do anything about it. You only have 24 hours a day. You have to work, you have to eat, you have to sleep, and to be healthy you have to sport as well sometimes. So yeah, I'm not able to knit as much as I would like to, but that's life. Now we are at the end of this episode. I would like to recommend podcasts. It will be two podcasts that I recommended before, but I really like them, especially since at this moment I don't have a lot of time to watch knitting podcasts. But I do like to watch Caroline's Knits and An Italian Knitter. Those are two podcasts I really like. I think it's because they're like An Italian Knitter is really, I think she has a happy vibe, so I really like her. And Caroline's Knits is one of those podcasters who didn't start being a designer, and that means that she has patterns from all different type of people, whereas some others. So I really want to thank you for watching again. I hope you liked it. If you do, please let me know and give me a thumbs up and subscribe for my channel. I hope we get some sun soon and we can enjoy springtime. See you later!